TV3. Brought to you by Mixi Choco, Channel Hot,
Holy Trinity Spa and Health Farm, Tabia Herbal Mixture and Capsules.
And supported by Unia 95.1 FM
and 3news.com.
I just got an HD combo decoder from StarTimes.
Cool. StarTimes HD combo decoder.
StarTimes is giving away free decoders to all new subscribers. Simply prepay 2-month Super Bouquet subscription and get an HD combo decoder for free. Get yours now at all StarTimes dealer shops and enjoy the best entertainment from over 100 international and local channels. StarTimes, change your...
A news anchor with style
and professionalism
must be someone you can trust, someone you can relate to,
someone you can bond with, and with real experience.
That is who we are.
That is who we are.
That's who we are. That's who we are.
Yes, Jordan Ayew now with a chip.
Bolt going very, and here comes Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt storming through. He takes it again. Blake.
Sports Station shows every Monday at 9 p.m. on TV3 and is brought to you by Cowbell, Our Milk, Malta Guinness, and Betway.
To every story, there's a deeper meaning, a host of angles, which, when reported with the highest ethics of journalism, bring out the perspectives that matters most to you. That's what News 360 is all about. I seek to climb higher, dig deeper, and go further to bring you 360 degrees of the news and what happens thereafter. I'm Natalie Fort. Join me on News 360 every weekday at 7 p.m.
When the news breaks, reporters and anchors broadcast it. Analysts will talk about the impact of this on society. But current affairs will set the agenda for policymakers to implement it. This is what we do on Agenda. It's sharp, authentic, and hard-hitting. My name is Deborah Kwabla. Join us as we set the agenda.
Agenda now shows on Sundays at 3 p.m. only on TV3 and is supported by 3FM 92.7 Accra.
Thank you very much for staying with TV3. All right, so the picture in the background tells you what our next subject would be, which has to do with corruption. Now, news just coming in from the Supreme Court of Ghana indicate that the Supreme Court has ordered the Auditor General to, as a matter of urgency, begin the process of surcharging any person or all persons who are found to have misappropriated state funds or public funds in their report contrary to the law. The court also ordered that where applicable, criminal action should be instituted against accused persons by the Attorney General. So what it simply means is that the Auditor General comes out with a report yearly, and almost now and then every institution that is found to have misappropriated funds it's just the report they give, but then no sanctions are taken. Now the Supreme Court is saying that they can go ahead and take action against that. How did all this begin? We joined on the line by Selam Amenya, who was in court, our reporter. Selam, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, Martin.
How did this come about? How did the court how come the court has finally taken this decision?
Well, Martin, in 2016, Occupy Ghana was of the view that the Auditor General is refusing to surcharge persons who are said to have misappropriated some money belonging to the state. And they were backing their case based on Article 1877B, which says that the Auditor General may disallow any item or expenditure which is contrary to the law and surcharge. And per their investigations, they realized irregularities with the state agencies amounted to some 40 billion when you look at way back from 2003 to 2014. So they are saying that the Auditor General is supposed to enforce this particular law, this particular article, that gives it power to do that. And that was what the Supreme Court, giving consequential orders, said that the Auditor General is supposed to do that from henceforth.
Right. And what does that mean? Is it from its next report or it's taking retrospective effect?
It is taking retrospective effect because once that money is being misappropriated, it is still sitting on the account.
Right.
It is still in the books. It is not. It's not been written off. So it means that you're going to pay plus interest. That is the surcharge. You're going to pay the amount plus interest. It's going to be an interesting thing, Martin.
And I'm sure that Occupy Ghana was in court themselves. They at least, filed this writ. What was their reaction when the Supreme Court ruled clearly in their favor?
Well, they were happy, and they sought to say that they knew they had a case because this was something that was already in the Constitution. The only thing was for the Auditor General to enforce it.
Okay. Thank you very much, Selam Amenya. He's our reporter from the courts, and certainly in our subsequent bulletin, he will bring us fuller details of how all of this transpired in court. And in a related development, the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, DVLA, has been ranked as the most corrupt institution in the Ashanti region, that's the Kumasi metropolis specifically. This was contained in a survey conducted by the Ghana Integrity Initiative Consortium to assess citizens' knowledge, perceptions, and actual experiences of corruption between April and May of 2016. And let me just put it in better perspective for you. What it means is that the Ghana Integrity Initiative has a consortium, and they actually went round in the Ashanti region to talk to a few people about perception. So it's clearly a perception of what they thought of state institutions. And what they came up with is that about 85.9% of the persons who responded to the questions they posed said that the Driver, Vehicle and Licensing Authority, DVLA, is the most corrupt institution in the Ashanti region. We cannot tell whether the same picture can be for other regions, but for the Ashanti region, that's what the Ghana Integrity Initiative is saying. And they are closely followed by the Passport Office, then the private sector, public officials, and political parties. So in the Ashanti region, number one most corrupt institution is DVLA, followed by the Passport Office, then the private sector, public officials, and political parties. Also, the story wasn't all that gloomy, but when you turn your attention to at least where there's some positivity, the military was seen as, at least by the citizens in the Ashanti region, as the institution that is not corrupt. And 59.7% of the respondents said that the military was not corrupt, and they were followed by the media and NGOs. So the media, we are told that 51% of the respondents in the Ashanti region said that we are not corrupt, which is clearly obvious that we are not. And then 51% also said that NGOs in the country or in the Ashanti region were not corrupt. So it's a corruption story we are looking at, and that's a report that was released by the Ghana Integrity Initiative, a consortium they put together to undertake this. Definitely we'll bring you further details to see who else made the list of either most corrupt or least corrupt in the Ashanti region. When we get the fuller report for you in our subsequent bulletins. Let's shift our attention to some other stories now. 2 media practitioners have sent a complaint to the National Media Commission over the airing of pornographic movies on some television stations. Now, the NMC, that's the National Media Commission, is blaming the situation on the lack of regulations on content from media companies. TV3's Seloma Manya finds out more.
The 2 media practitioners, Tommy Ananforsen and James Obeko, have sent a complaint to the National Media Commission, NMC, to investigate and stop the airing of pornographic movies by some television stations at night. The stations are TVXYZ, Thunder TV and Ice TV. The complainants argue the materials are unsuitable for publication and goes against broadcasting regulations. Executive Secretary George Sapon stressed the NMC Content Standards Regulation 2015 LI 2224, which required the media to seek approval from the Commission before airing content, was designed to tackle some of these challenges.
First of all, in their programs guide, would have seen that this is what they intend to do. I would have been able to advise. If somebody did this, you had an opportunity to issue a caution. If they continued, the LI would have required that you may fine them. If it continues, you may revoke the authorization.
But the Supreme Court on April 2016 restrained the NMC from implementing the law, which came into effect on December 9, 2015, following a suit filed by the Ghana Independent Broadcasters Association, GIBA. GIBA contested this was in contravention of the Constitution because it amounted to censorship targeted at media practitioners, which could further be used to intimidate the media, a position the Supreme Court upheld. The issue is, can the NMC recommend to the National Communication Authority, NCA, to revoke the licenses of these stations? Our checks have revealed 2 of the stations mentioned, thus TVXYZ and Ice TV, are duly licensed, but Thunder TV is not. Per the mandate of the NCA, it can only revoke a station's license when it fails to pay its annual license fee, when there is a national security concern, when the station causes interference, or on the basis of public interest. But can the authority make a determination of content aired? Executive Secretary of the NMC says they will deal with the matter.
If the society does not want to regulate media content by law, that's a choice the society makes. If the society chooses that it can live with this kind of content, that's a choice that the society has made. But if the society chooses to sit with the decent community of the world to say there are certain kinds of content that is non-edifying and therefore should not be part of the public communication sphere, we are ready to deal with it.
Would like to know what your thoughts are on some of these stories, the showing of pornographic content and our laws, whether they can be allowed or not. And then also the fact that the Supreme Court is saying every institution that misappropriates state funds should now not only be told to pay, but must be ensured that they follow the letter. Let us know what your thoughts are. We'll be glad to read it to the rest of the world. Now, though, we're taking a step back to a story we brought to you earlier that has to do with the Municipal Chief Executive for the Asiedu-Dartey Municipality, Madam Asiedu-Dartey, who is yet to make a first appearance in her office after she was sworn in some 30 days ago. This is as a result of fierce resistance from some unknown persons or a group that we are told is sympathetic to the New Patriotic Party in the Asiedu-Dartey municipality about her nomination. They say they disagree with it.
Some group of persons alleged to be sympathizers of the New Patriotic Party in the Asiedu-Dartey municipality have waged war against the nomination of Asiedu-Dartey. Asiedu-Dartey missed out on her first official duty at the Pont Tamale Veterinary School due to an alleged impending ambush by some residents. Residents clad in red and black attires took to the street in the municipality to register their displeasure. The group presented a petition to the coordinating director, Isaac Abraham Basintale, demanding her immediate resignation as the municipal chief executive. The group also accused her of bribing 50 presiding members to garner massive vote. Hajia Asiedu-Dartey has neither confirmed nor denied the allegation.
All right, so this is still Midday Live on TV3. We'll be back with business with Asiedu-Dartey. Stay with us.
Business, the heartbeat of every economy. The booze and the chairs of the stock market shows who's making profit and who's crumbling under the harsh business environment.
On Business Focus, we crowd out the noise for you to make informed decisions on your investment. I'm Asiedu-Dartey and I talk business.
Business Focus shows this and every Monday at 6 p.m. and is brought to you by Vodafone, power to you, and supported by 3FM 92.7 in Accra and 3news.com.
When the news breaks, reporters and anchors broadcast it. Analysts will talk about the impact of this on society. But current affairs will set the agenda for policymakers to implement it. This is what we do on Agenda. It's sharp, authentic, and hard-hitting. My name is Deborah Kwabla. Join us as we set the agenda.
Agenda now shows on Sundays at 3 p.m. only on TV3 and is supported by 3FM 92.7. The business segment is brought to you by
Thank you very much for staying. Let's do business now. And the job creation is top priority for many a government around the world. In Ghana, the government is pursuing the one district, one factory policy as part of measures to minimize the high unemployment rate and also curb the rural-urban drift. Whilst some argue that existing industries should be given financial boost to expand, others support the drive to establish new industries to augment the already existing ones in the country. TV3's William Evans Inkum in the Ashanti region put together this report and has told us what in the Ashanti region the perspective is.
It is incumbent on the part of every government to create job opportunities for the people. But sometimes the exigency from the various sectors of our economies limits government in performing this particular role. That is why the private sector becomes very much important. In fact, today's economies are thriving because of the growth of the private sector. This afternoon, we are speaking to Mrs. Janet Abobigo. She is the director of Unij Clothing, and this is one of the fastest growing clothing industries we have in the Ashanti region. Now, we are talking to her about the government flagship or economic flagship program. That is one factory, one district. To these private sector operators, to what extent or are they ready for this particular policy? Ms. Janet, good afternoon, Mama.
Good afternoon.
Mama, let me say government, say or create jobs opportunities for the people. And for that matter, what the one district, one factory. More factory, more industry, more dada. Role being and more play in this particular policy.
Let me say, I better buy us or say, and you should different. say or person nyuma ankra nyuma koso na especially SMEs. Yeah, Unity they are ready. Go yeah adwuma ne dada. Obi nim say ye pam uniforms for the whole Ghana schools nyina ye pam school bia uniform. At the district bia abekwa na region bia abekwa bia obo Unity say or pam school bi nyoma wo ho. Enu achi so ade pam ne so ewa. Ebetimi apam niema under agwa. America for are ready. Buy so home person motor no free Africa, especially Ghana. But your factories in Susa. And it's a one district, one factory, a banner ba Ashanti regional, especially Kumasi Metra. We say Unity ready omo de maya ya say fata. Ya wa ya sa se wo ho. Ya we listen bibia wo so a tokwa bia ni so asasen so ben krum. Ya se ye adwuma omo motete around omo mo wie school. Omo we SS, omo we JSS. If omo man go school nyina, you ready say be form, especially ma.
Mama, let me say a very quick one. Na ebi mo so ka say baby an district 9 industries no ho ebi ho dada no ehun hia say government no ebi CB ho. Oni omo ya adwen sa.
Me no omo nya adwen. Because ohwe Kumasi metropolis na nipa no dose. Enti nipa no nkwala nso ma begu kro yi mo no omo nya ready so ombeko. And to some face factories in the door so cromwa. You are not Miss Sano, you know, jute factory or ho, Jihawk, baby, I'm a pabuano or ho, na a Coca-Cola or ho, na brew or ho, na Guinness or ho. Then in I knew my work room ha, then many people brave better than Crumano Yejma. Some profanans are wobble ma, ya still almost so ha. It is a new man door so ha and say she.
So all that she has been saying is that, well, she supports the government economic flagship program. But she wants to see an expansion of the already existing ones. And of course, the establishment of other factories as far as this particular district is concerned. The message is very simple. If you're not working, there's no way you can succeed. But an environment will have to be created, or an enabling environment will have to be created for that particular job to exist, so that people who are unemployed will be absorbed. From the Unit J here in Ahensine, inside Kumasi Metropolis, for TV3 News, William Evans Inkum.
And in studio, my name is Martin Asiedu-Dartey. Time now for sports with Nana Kojo Afre, and he's joined us in studio. Hello, Kojo.
Martin, how are you doing?
Very well.
All right, so we'll bring viewers the latest in a bit. Time for the details from the world of sport. Will Kojo Asamoah's 3 years absence from the Black Stars end? The Juventus midfielder used a Calcio trade ball event which rewards players based in Italy to address the issue. Let's hear from the two-time Champions League finalist who was coy about the subject.
I'm a Ghanaian and I really love my country. I'm always ready to come. I was not coming because I had so many injuries, problems, and I wanted to join this team when I will be much better. I don't want to come to the team whilst I'm not fully fit. So I think very soon, by God's grace, if everything is fine, I will join the team.
And last night at the 2017 Calcio Trade Ball, a number of Ghanaian footballers who play in Italy were awarded in an exclusive with the event organizer, Oliver Atta. He told Dora Bedwe Champon and Anekia Mankwa the program is to strengthen Ghana's relationship with Italy.
It was a reuniting moment for both old and new Italian players at the 2017 Calcio Trade Ball, held at the residence of the Italian ambassador. The programs brings together Ghanaian players with connection to Italian football, and many of them were present. They included double winner Kojo Asamoah from Juventus, Asamoah Gyan, who spent 5 years in Italy, and former Ghana captain Stephen Appiah and Abedi Pele, who all both played in Turin but for different clubs. Kojo Asamoah was the star of the night with 2 awards, including the top honor. There were also awards for Order of the Star, which went to Asamoah Gyan, the Rising Star for Godfrey Donsa, Efi Yakwa for his humanitarian work in Italy, and the legendary award for Stephen Appiah and Abedi Pele. Oliver Arthur A football agent who put together the award says it is a way of uniting Ghanaian players in Italy behind a common goal.
This is one big opportunity that we can bring the two countries together. There was the need to talk about it for people to know the economic benefit that Italy is giving Ghana in terms of football. Football is also a big trade business that we have to look at. Italy is producing one of the best players from Ghana. We're talking from Abedi Pele, who was here, Stephen Appiah, Mohamed Gago. A lot of Ghanaian players started from Italy, and we got the best out of them.
Meanwhile, the return of Kwesi Appiah stirred yet another question in the football circles in Ghana. Who will be the new ones? The likes of Thomas Ejapon, Raphael Dramina, Ebenezer Ofori and Lumo Agbonyenu dazzled the expectant crowd at Babayara Sports Stadium. This generated a debate over the selection headache for the Stars' technical handlers. But are they worth the hype, or where did they come from?
Four of the starters in Ghana's AFCON 2019 qualifier against Ethiopia were born and raised in Ghana, although they had different career paths. The common denominator, though, is the fact that most of them came through structured academies. Winger Thomas Ejapon, who set up 2 goals in a dazzling display, is currently on the books of Manchester City, for whom he signed from the Right to Dream Academy. He has often been farmed out of loan and played his club football last season with the NAC Breda in the second tier of Dutch football. Raphael Dramina added some potency to Ghana's attack on the day. The local boy from Nkoko is another academic graduate from the old Red Bull Academy in Sugakope. He then joined parent club Red Bull Salzburg, who sent him on loan to Austria Lustenau, where he scored 18 goals in 20 games. That impressed FC Zurich, who signed him in January as a push for promotion to the Swiss Super League, and he didn't disappoint. His 12 goals from 18 games since the turn of the year was a huge factor in the promotion, and his brace on his debut suggests he will be huge for the Black Stars too. Lumo Agbonyenu looks like he will give Baba Rahman competition, even if his club career is nothing like Baba's. He joined Portuguese side Port Nemes from Unity Star Academy in Ghana 2 years ago, where 53 appearances in that period at left back convinced 1860 Munich to sign him on loan in January this year. Ebenezer Ofori scored the pick of the goals last Sunday and will now be hoping he can take that to the Bundesliga after he helped Stuttgart get there. The former New Edibiase player joined Stuttgart in January after 4 years in Sweden, where he was voted midfielder of the year 2015. It was easy to see why last Sunday. Now the quarter will be hoping they have made it difficult for Kwesi Appiah to ignore them in future squads.
And fixtures for the 2017-2018 English Premier League season has been released. Here is a bit of what to expect on the first day of the English Premier League.
Champions Chelsea begin the defense of their title against Burnley, a matchup that the fans will be more than used to, given that they also met in August in both the 2016-2017 season and the 2014-2015 season. Then it's off to Tottenham, Everton at home and Leicester City away. A tricky but balanced summer challenge that they should navigate without serious issues. Arsenal will be reasonably pleased with their start. They have Leicester City at home, Stoke away, a tricky clash with Liverpool and then a meeting with Bournemouth. It is good opportunity for Arsene Wenger to build on that FA Cup goodwill. Manchester City have a similarly acceptable opening. They start at New Boys Brighton, then play Everton at home before a trip to Bournemouth and then their own duel with Liverpool. Jose Mourinho and Manchester United are arguably the winners of the opening exchanges. They have home games against West Ham United and Leicester City sandwiched between an away day at Swansea. Liverpool have at least half a great start. Watford away and Crystal Palace at home are great opportunities for early points. Arsenal at home and Manchester City away are less than ideal follow-ups. But everyone has to play everyone. The bits to look out for beyond the start and the finish are the choke points. This Christmas in particular looks brutal. Teams will play on the 23rd of December, the 26th, the 30th and then on the 1st of January. A grueling run of 4 games in 10 days subject to TV machinations. That's the period that Arsenal will open with the visit of Liverpool and close with the visit of Chelsea. They say the fixture is generated in random, but somehow it threw up the Manchester Derby and the Merseyside Derby on the same weekend. Football fans will not be complaining.
So that's all the sports here on Midday Live. My name is Anako Jafre. Martin, you begin with West Ham United. Over to you.
Thank you very much. Yes, Manchester United will be setting its next season off with a game against Burnley, against West Ham actually. The day I used him. We'll give him his first defeat. All right, so time now though for international news. Let's find out what's happening elsewhere around the world.
The army in Niger says it has rescued nearly 100 migrants who were on the brink of death in the Sahara Desert. The BBC quotes an army statement as saying the group, which included women and children, was abandoned by traffickers without food and water. The route from Niger to Libya is one of the main ways migrants reach North Africa before crossing the Mediterranean Sea to get to Europe. A number of people have died and several others injured when massive fire swept through a 24-story apartment block in North Kensington, West London last night. Firefighters are searching through the rubble for victims. 50 people are being treated at the hospital while hundreds have been evacuated. The BBC says the Metropolitan Fire Brigade has deployed some 200 firefighters and dozens of fire tenders to battle the fire. The report estimates some 600 people may have been in the building at the time of the fire outbreak.
This is still Midday Live on TV3. Time now for entertainment news.
Entertainment news is brought to you by
All right, so the man with the silky voice, the ladies' man, has joined us in studio. I'll be telling you who it is, but celebrated high life artist Kwabena Kwabena has done over a decade in the industry. His hit songs include so many that I'm sure if we start counting, we may not finish. But he's put together a number of indigenous songs that are going to be put together on a particular day. This time not as a song, but in a book form. But Kwabena Kwabena has not been without controversies from issues about his marriage, with feud, with Kontihini, and so many. I mean, if you are a celebrity, these things are bound to happen. Well, details of the life of the celebrated high life musician is about to be put into a book. We would be speaking to him shortly to tell us about what we should expect, what his fans should expect, and then maybe when you get a copy, you might get to see whether or not those controversies that have been leveled against him are true. He's with us in studio. Kwabena Kwabena, the silky voice. Good afternoon and thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, brother. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Briefly, what has led to you putting together a book?
I'd say, like you began to say, it's been over a decade and, you know, lots have happened and, you know, you got people or authors all over Ghana writing pieces, and I was lucky to have Mr. Asiedu to put together a piece about me that is what we are about to launch come 23rd. You know, so I'd say it's a privilege for me, and I'd say it's something I didn't expect. I give glory to God.
What? Certainly you've been privy to the content, but what does it touch on? Is it just the life story of Kwabena Kwabena, or a bit of the controversy? And because controversy sells, definitely. But are we going to be touching on all of that in the book?
Yes, the book. As a matter of fact, when I read it myself, I was blown away. You know, it covers almost everything Kwabena Kwabena, like I'll say from birth up until now. I'd say everything. So like you said, I mean, everything controversy. all of that all the facts and everything about my foundation, everything about my record label, and everything about the future of Kwabena Kwabena. So we dubbed the book Past Days Ahead.
Past Days Ahead. That's an interesting title. When is their event and who is invited?
It's by invitation. We send
strictly by invitation.
Yes, it's by invitation. So we send in invitations around. Yes. So if you have received an invitation, we surely will be expecting you on the 23rd at the Best Western Premier Hotel Airport.
Okay.
Yes, 6 p.m. sharp we'll be starting, and so yes, there will be lots of dignitaries over there. So we'll be starting 6 p.m. sharp.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Certainly, we'll bring details of what the book is. I'm looking forward to getting a copy and reading. But the other question would be, where can we get copies after the launch?
As a matter of fact, we're putting together online sales as well. So yes, the book is going to be readily available for everybody to have a copy, and we'll be announcing sales outlets also at the venue. After the launch, so there will be media present. So most definitely we'll be telling the media and almost everybody where you can get copies.
All right. So, but then aside that, what is the future for Kwabena? It's I mean, Itiemu was I think one of the Itiemu. Sorry. Itiemu. There are two different things. Itiemu and Itiemu. Okay, Itiemu.
Yeah.
That was, I think, your last
that's the last
song.
single. That's the last single. Yes, like you rightly said, the 5th album is ready, but I've been releasing singles off the 5th album, and Timuda was the 3rd single of the album, and we just released Siwagidim. Also off the Ashase album. Yes, the album is long awaited. I know the fans, everybody's saying, where's the album, where's the album? Yes, the album is coming. Right after the book launch, the album is coming.
Okay, thank you so much. We're looking forward to having you probably in studio again after the book launch.
Sure.
And then we can dig into some of the details of the book.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank
you. He is one of the most celebrated high life artists in Ghana. Certainly a known person at various homes. And so look forward to that book launch, and TV3 will cover it and bring you details as and when they become available. This is still Midday Live. In other entertainment news, though, renowned actress and producer Yvonne Nelson has described Ghanaian business people as stingy because of the failed promises to funding her glaucoma project. According to her, it has been very difficult to get money to fund the project.
Hi, Timora. Oh my God, I am so sorry. I was so engrossed in this long distance phone call.
Yvonne Nelson established her glaucoma foundation in 2010 to support those suffering from the eye condition to get treatment. In 2012, the foundation supported 22-year-old Richard Amaku, a former student of NIIT who was gradually losing his sight to glaucoma. 7 years on, very little has been heard of the foundation.
We don't have money to do anything. So I remember when I launched it, a lot of companies came out and said, hey, we're going to support you, this and that. But till date, nobody does. Ghanaian companies are stingy. They will promise and fail. You know, they'll make you talk. Sit down, you'd have the best proposal in the world, but they will just not take you seriously.
Yvonne Nelson attributed the inability of the project to support ailing patients as planned to the lack of funds. The celebrated actress, however, revealed she's been supporting patients but not in the full glare of the public.
I have patients I buy medicines for, but I won't put it on social media and let the world see, hey, today I'm buying Zalatan or Cosimolo or whatever for this person. I do it on the low.
She thanks government and the Ministry of Health to educate and subsidize the drugs for glaucoma patients since they are costly.
An eye drop called Zalatan costs over 170 Ghana cedis, and it will last you for just less than a month. You know, so if you're a woman somewhere in Afokakope, in Volta region, how are you going to buy your Zalatan?
Yvonne urged Ghanaians to go for eye screening because the increasing number of glaucoma cases are alarming.
Let's go.
And that is how we bring the bulletin to a close. My name is Martin Asiedu-Dartey. Thank you very much for watching. There is more news on our website, 3news.com. Do have a good afternoon, and as always, stay positive. Bye for now.